Oh my god, I got the stream working just in the nick of time. Streaming on the weekend like usual. I can do whatever reality is, whatever I want it to be. Hello. Hello, everyone. How am I? Oh, you know. I feel like I should have a face. Yo! Conductor hat, you played on Stars. Good. Fuck yeah. We're having the Midnight Butlers event right now. Anyway, I feel like I should be cuter. I feel like I should be cuter today. I'm gonna be cuter. I gotta be cuter. I gotta be cuter. You know, I had to do it to him. I had to be cuter. They don't pay me enough for me to not be cute. I had to do it. Wish you could be cuter. You gotta get the cat ears, man. They don't pay me enough to not be cute. So, like, I saw a guy outside today skiing. Like, he was with his dog. He was just skiing on the snow, just sideways. Plain coon versus train coon. Well, there's more train coons around here. It's a problem. We have to fight them in the street. I almost forgot I was Canadian. Well, don't forget, I'm in Canada. Our dollar is worth way less than a lot of other countries. It's suffering. Everything's so expensive. You play OV2? I don't know what that is. You know, from the side, it kind of looks like... If you turn, like, the OV2 sideways, it looks like somebody kneeling. Doesn't it? Doesn't it kind of look like that? Like a stick man? Oh, Overwatch 2. No, I don't play Overwatch. I've read some Overwatch fanfics, but that's all I know about it. Okay. Yeah, I feel like but the chat is over there. I'm gonna move you guys. Oh, went behind me. There you go. You're over there. You're over there. You're down there. Why fanfic of Overwatch? Because the characters are pretty hot. Don't know anything about them though, so I figured, read fanfic. Overwatch doesn't have a story mode, so, like, what am I supposed to do with that? It's just people fighting. So if I want to know more about these characters that are very attractive, I should read fanfic. Favorite character? Oh, I like Junkrat. He's scrunkly. I was also a fan of that ninja guy. And the guy that, like... He's like a robot with the balls. I like that guy. I don't remember their names, though. Overwatch does have lore and a story in the background. Okay. Is it like a real story or just like they release animations sometimes? Seen too much Hanzo art against my will? I think that guy was that guy's brother. Zenyatta. Yeah. Zenyatta. Think Spy X Family is better? It's a different show. I mean, Spy X Family seems to be about just like... I don't know what it's about. But Buddy Daddies is about like two dudes learning to be parents. Also, there's so much subtext that I need to be text right now. Right now, right now. Just... Episode 5. So much fucking subtext. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that the last frame looked like a wedding. Like, God damn it. We're talking, yes, but I'm cute though. Yeah, in Buddy Daddies, the kid was an accident. Yeah, Spy X Family is adorable and amazing, so is Buddy Daddies. Like, I'm sorry. I saw episode 5, it was also adorable. I mean, Kazuki and Rei were totally sleep deprived, and that was hilarious, but at the end it was also adorable. Also, shout out to Q-chan. Because he's great. Oh, yeah. What? No, the Netflix thing, they say it was, like, shared in error. Sure. I'd, do the air quotes if I could move my hands. But they say, like, oh, we didn't mean to post that. That means they were testing the waters, and it's still gonna come out, like, a month from now anyway. Aren't they doing that in, like, March? It's so bad. Work just do YouTube. Okay. Call out post. I just do YouTube. I used to work, but then I was like, you know what? I'm making enough on YouTube that, like, it's about the same. I'm not gonna pretend I'm rolling in the dough over here, but it's enough. It's enough to get by. And, you know, sometimes people send me money. Sometimes. Sometimes people really like what I do and they're just like, here, have $5. You can't get that at work. You know, when I was cleaning up in the big buildings, there was never anybody who walked by and was like, hey, I see you're doing a really good job cleaning this building. Have $5. Never happened. Not once. I feel like people can't enjoy Buddy Daddies because they have watched Spy X Family beforehand. Yeah, there's all these comparisons. Like, maybe I feel like I want to wait until Buddy Daddies wraps up before I watch Spy X Family because I don't want to compare the two. Thank you, Marilyn Brody, for being a real faker for 11 months. I'm telling you, it's later this month. Commissions are going to reopen. I'm really not in a good place to do that right now.
Here, have $5.
Thank you, Super KH13, for the $5. Some kind of witch's curse on you that prevents you from watching more than one anime? Yes. Listen, it's not a good idea for me to get obsessed with two things at once. It's just... I don't want to split my attention like that. I do still have work to do. Work as a sushi chef when our waiters do get nice tips from time to time. Yes, but that's expected. When you go to a restaurant, you're supposed to tip the waiters. But, like, that's not so for a cleaner. I know I'm going to get flooded with commissions when I reopen them. I've been told. The thing is like, I'm literally going on vacation, like, next week. And I just, in between all of that, as soon as I got back from my last vacation, somebody died, and we just had the funeral yesterday. So I was just not in a good place. Good news, though, I finally finished watching Glass Onion. Oh, thank you, COVID, for the 99 cents. Oh, yeah, it's got the celebrate first chat thing again. I still don't get that. Thank you, Atomic Thomas, for being a real faker for 1 month. Yeah, you got the Bronze Star.
Cool.
3 scripts and one of them is Giantess. Wow. Switching things up. Glass Onion, it's the... I think it's dumb that they had to give it, like, a Knives Out mystery subtitle, but I guess it was so people knew what it was, like, related to. The thing... Okay, so, like, the night before the funeral, I watched the first half of the movie. We were trying to watch the whole thing, but then we got a phone call that there was an issue, and we had to stop watching. And then today, I finally saw the second half of it. Let me tell you, stopping that movie right in the center is like the worst fucking cliffhanger of all time. I'm doing okay, Kara. I'm doing all right. Yeah, but I'm gonna have a lot of work to do when I get back. You know what? It'll be nice. It'll be nice, actually. I do get a little bit like overworked writing all of my own scripts. So like sometimes it's just nice to read what other people have been doing. Wednesday has been annoying. The Phantom is getting annoying. I don't know. It trended on Tumblr like twice. I don't know. I don't really care about it. Like, oh yeah, it's just like another Addams Family show. They made an Addams Family movie. Like, who cares? It's just like an established like franchise. Yeah, when Blanc was explaining how the billionaire was an idiot, I'm just like, yeah. One of my favorite things about the Knives Out series, I hope it does continue as a series, is that one of the major themes of it is just rich people suck. They suck so much. What a great message. The actors have been canceled. How do you cancel all the actors in a single show? I don't think that's even possible. I don't know why I'd close them up, because I'm not in a good state to be working for other people at the moment. Having hard deadlines for other people's scripts, not in a good spot for that at the moment. Not when I'm on vacation and not in between a death and a funeral. Like, I understand you're disappointed, but like, sometimes life happens. Hello, Zacinator. He said a actor. Okay. An actor. I don't know which actor. I don't really care. Started the comic drafts? Nice. Awful conditions in the Squid Game reality show. Is that Mr. Beast thing? I would just assume that most of the things that guy does are in horrible conditions. You don't know which one either. Okay. I feel like we're getting this information like fifth hand. It was Netflix? Oh yeah, Netflix got canceled. I feel like there was a insubstantial amount of people who canceled their Netflix accounts because of the information that came out. Like, I feel as though whoever is running Netflix, like, I don't know. I know it's like a board of directors or something. I always find it fun to just ascribe, like, the decisions of a company to one person, so it's just like, Brandon Netflix. But yeah, whoever is running Netflix clearly doesn't use Netflix. Because you're advertising a service where you can watch your shows. It's an app. It's an app on your phone that you can take anywhere, right? And their solution is like, oh, if you're not connected to your Wi-Fi on this account, sorry, you can't use it. Like, Do you really think that do you really think that anybody's going to put up with that and not just like immediately cancel their account and switch over to Hulu, Disney Plus, any streaming service ever that's just like, yeah, it's an app, you can take it with you anywhere, because who gives a shit? Like, what is the point of allowing your users to pay for using multiple screens at once if you can't use it in multiple different households? Mine because you share with your family. Yeah, I mean, I'm on my family's Netflix account, but I don't really use Netflix a lot. There have been times where, like, I don't know, if I want to watch a show, it's very rare that like I would immediately go to Netflix. I just assume Netflix doesn't have anything I want to watch. They have anime sometimes. Sometimes. Let's cancel the animation section. Yeah, they cancel their animation section and just fuck up anime releases. I've always hated their release format, you know? Their binge watching thing. I feel like that was one of the things that Disney Plus did right. They brought back the weekly thing to keep people coming back to the service over and over again, rather than just, you know, using a free trial to binge watch a show all at once. That was smart of them. Yeah, that's right. Like, they're screwing over mostly college students, I suppose, because no college student is going to buy their own Netflix account. They're just going to turn to piracy, because if they can't leech off their parents' account, they're not going to buy their own. Only had to connect once a month. No, once a week. Lauren High School Host Club's on there? Oh, yeah. I mean, sure. They've got some stuff that, like, I think Funimation dubbed back in the day. I don't know. Hulu's the worst for DRM. I don't use Hulu. But, like, I don't really use streaming services. Like, I have services. They're not exactly ones I pay for, though. Only use Netflix for anime. Yeah, Crunchyroll exists. I'm pretty sure that's where they're showing Buddy Daddies. I mean, I'm definitely watching it on the legit site. I just don't remember the name of it. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, even if you buy your own account, that would screw you over. Because if you connect it to, like, let's say your dorm's internet, that's good until, like, you go home at the end of the semester, and then what are you supposed to do? Cancel your Netflix account and open a new one? Why would anyone do that? They're just, like, actively wasting people's time. Can't use Hulu on your phone because your phone's too old and no longer secure. Oh, that's some bullshit. Yeah. Oh, man. You're definitely not using another website to watch an anime. Not at all. Definitely not using an anime website that starts with the number 9. Have to log in every 31 days, you get locked out of your account. What the fuck? Like, seriously. You're listening to me in the shower? What? That's weird. Does that mean I'm, like, on speaker? This would be so hard to explain to anybody. No, like, seriously. I Listen, I'd be so mad about all these comments about buddy daddies, and like, yes, we can argue like, oh, it's probably they're not gay because bisexual people exist, whatever. But like, the thing, I'm getting so up in arms about this because I do see a lot of posts on Tumblr that are like, even if they're not gay, what they're doing is inherently queer because they're two men raising a child together. That's not seen as something usual in our society. So, like, there is that, but I see so many comments that's just like, they reek of homophobia. And you know, if you said like, hey man, it sounds like you're pretty homophobic, they'd be like, no, I just don't want it shoved down my throat, or I just don't want my shows to be political. These are the people who see like anything even slightly gay as being inherently political or like edgy. Just, I can smell your homophobia, man. I can just smell your bigotry. Because you all know that if the show was about two assassins raising this kid they picked up, but it's a man and a woman, everyone would be fine with it. And I know they would be, because that's what Spy X Family is. If Spy X Family was the exact same show, but Yor was a guy, it would... they'd never get over it. They'd never fucking get over it. They're in a queer relationship. One of them is a gamer. They're calling the existence of gay people political. It's already worrying. They do that for like anything queer. It's like those, you know, those old shitty memes that are like the original and then Netflix adaptation, where the original is just like full of white people, and then in the Netflix adaptation they're like, oh, one of the people is gay, one's black, and like one of them might be disabled. Like, representation is oppressive to these people. Oh yeah, listen, I haven't been watching The Last of Us. I haven't watched that show because I didn't care about the game. But of course, episode 3 trended on Tumblr because of course it did. And I remember seeing an Instagram post that was like a screenshot of it that was, I think it was one of the actors that was in the show, and they were just like, they were having their whole response to it. But I remember seeing a screenshot of a Reddit post also that was like, when is it not political to have a gay person in a show? Just, like, at some point, if these people are just like saying, oh, this is political, they're basically just saying that they see homosexual people as just like being that way just for like political points or whatever. I don't know how best to describe it. Just all this like rampant homophobia about gay people just existing in television at all, it reeks. It really reeks. Yeah, they don't see gay people as people. They see gay characters as a political agenda. That's what they see, instead of just seeing characters. And the thing is, let's apply this like, if it was gay, if it was straight thing to The Last of Us Episode 3. If The Last of Us Episode 3 had been about a straight couple in the exact same situation, none of them would have had a problem with it. They would have just been like, yeah, that's normal, that's fine. But because it was two guys, they have a problem with it. They act as though gay content is being shoved down their throats when it's the complete opposite. Media has been straight forever. Like, one show has an episode where two people are gay and it focuses on their story. But every, like, other show. If you go into a show, you expect it to be straight. There's no question of it. You're just like, yeah, there's gonna be straight people in straight relationships. If anything, having gay characters is still subversive. Bill was literally gay in the game. I didn't play the games. I saw Let's Plays. I didn't know about the whole Bill thing, but Ellie has been gay since the first fucking game. I know that. I know she has been. I saw the Let's Plays, bro. She was kissing that girl. She's been gay the whole time. If the gay person just exists for no plot reasons, it's pointless. What do you define as a plot reason? Speak to me on this. Because if a character exists and is gay, how is that any different from a character existing and being straight? I mean, think about it. If a character in a show is straight and they never get into a relationship, they never comment on the opposite gender, they don't give you any indication that they're straight, but they are. What's the point of them being straight? You can apply that to them being gay as well. Like, gay and trans people can just exist in a story. Yeah, exactly, Robin, you're right. Gay people exist in real life without a reason. There are gay people that, aren't actively in relationships or, making it obvious that they're gay in real life. I want to see a comparison of how many shows on Netflix feature straight couples compared to gay couples. Man, just I do want the hard data on that, actually. You can watch The Last of Us because HBO Max is so expensive. People pay for HBO Max? People pay for television? Yeah, you know what? There is something to be said for people for directors and writers that will make a gay character, but their entire personality is being gay. That's just bad writing. Every time I do something gay, I have to make sure it progresses my plot somehow. If an insert minority character exists without a plot reason, they exist for representation. Okay, so, yeah, I think you're making a point. If a character exists, they should exist for a reason. So, a character should have a purpose in the plot, but they could also be gay, and them being gay could be unrelated to the plot. It could just be, a fact about that character. I don't know. There are aspects of characters that, they don't come up in, their character development. Let's say, a guy is bald. That could be completely unrelated to anything that's going on in his story. Yeah, and representation of minorities isn't a bad thing either. I think people are mistaking, what they think is, woke representation for, just bad writing. Sometimes people are just bad writers. And say, would it be if somehow all 60k of your subscribers watch the stream at once? That'd be impossible. At least 10,000 of them are bots. I feel like I've seen shows where baldness is the character. Listen. I know Breaking Bad was revolutionary, but it was about more than him being bald. I never watched Breaking Bad. He's bald in that show, right? He's got cancer. Yeah, okay, One Punch Man. The story is that he's bald. I don't know, The Rock is bald, right? Has him being bald ever been, like, a point of his character in, like, let's say the Fast and Furious movies? He's in those movies, right? Sometimes it's important, sometimes it's like a side detail. Sometimes the character being gay is like a big important part of their personality, sometimes it's like just a side detail. It doesn't have to be everything, and it doesn't have to be like the smallest thing. Now we're just getting into arguments about character writing, honestly. Maybe I've got something to say about this as a writer, technically, but you know. Some of my characters have purple hair, but that's not like all their personality is. Watching the Velma show? Ooh. That's still... How many episodes is that supposed to be? Do they tell you ahead of time, like with anime? I mean... It is weird, you know, like... You know how, like, when a new anime comes out, you're like, okay, they've got... They'll tell you if it's going to be 12 episodes, 24, or, like, 12 with a bonus episode? Do they do that for, like, regular shows? Okay, so they do. They get 10 episodes. Okay. That is interesting because, like, with anime, it's, like, 12, 24... But with Western shows, it can be friggin' anything. They're just like, oh yeah, this show has like 6 episodes. Or, what was it, like Sherlock, that BBC show where they would have like 4 episodes a season and they were all like movie length? Bad representation is worse than none, I feel. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see where you're coming from on that. Like, there's definitely been, like, just bad, like, obnoxious cases. You know, the BBC. They had the Sherlock Holmes show that everybody was really excited about because Benedict Cumberbatch was... He was pretty, I guess. People were into that. Almost getting a second season. I don't think it got a second season because of people hate watching. I think it was... You know, like... I think the idea is, like, they look at the reception to the idea of a show. It was already greenlit for a second season, I think, before it even started airing. ASMR, there are a lot of scripts where a character is tall, necko thick. You can only tell from the thumbnail. Yeah, really. I don't want to badmouth him at all because I do love his writing. But sometimes when I get like commissioned to read a script for Max, well, you know, he's White Cat Audios now. Sometimes there would be times where he'd just send me the script and I couldn't tell until like halfway through the script that the listener or the character I was playing was supposed to be a Neko. Because I didn't read the titles. Like, there was that time where, what was it? I could be getting this backwards. I thought that, like, his wolf girl character was a dog girl, or the reverse. I don't know why. Sometimes that just happens. But that's not to throw shade. He's a great writer. It's just, he writes his characters as though they exist in the world, and of course, if a character's just hanging out, they're not going to be like, hey, I'm a cat girl, you know? How you can get canceled on TikTok? I don't know. I refuse to download that app. I refuse. Every time I find out that a creator I follow has a TikTok, I'm just disappointed. I get so disappointed. I'm like, why would you do that? Don't. Like, it's okay. Yeah, you can give out spoilers for the Velma show. I'm just not gonna be happy that you're talking about the Velma show. Yeah, Max is a great writer. Like, if you want like some good like comfort-based audios or just like Neko-based audios, that is a specialty. Just his scripts have such a good vibe to them, you know? They're also easy to read. He doesn't use a lot of hard to pronounce words, which is very good. Recorded half a script before I realized the second half should be sultry / spicy. Yeah, I always gotta do like a quick run through. Douyin videos? What are those? Is that like the Chinese version of TikTok? Hey yo, dude with the unpronounceable name, stop key smashing in chat. I'm gonna ban you. Okay, I don't care if you're a wizard, stop doing that. We're trying to have a conversation here about character writing. I'm also a cat girl. Again, where the scriptwriter wants the character to scream in agony. Easy. Okay, so like... Oh, yeah. Listen, the screams. I mean, screaming in a roleplay script is always a little bit dicey, right? Because... like being oh, that's real tough. Like, one, acting out the agony, if you're not like used to that, that's really difficult. The second part, you don't want to be too loud because like what if people hear you and think you need help? And it's also really difficult for the mic. Just, you don't know if it'll like cause the mic to peak. It'll mess up the sound for the rest of the recording in Audacity. Like, it's a real tough sell. Had to drive out to a national park, find an isolated spot, and scream there. Oh, Jesus, really? Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. I've never done that. I've got a closet I can scream in. I don't know. Neighbors already give me the side eye. I can't start screaming in my audios. I never see my neighbors. I might pass them in the hallway. They don't know me by name. If anyone is disturbed by the sounds I make, they have not told me. And I feel like the people that live on the other side of me should know. Because I know if you're loud enough, you can hear each other through the walls. Because I've heard my neighbors on the other side of me. But I don't know. Nobody's complained thus far. Yeah, I use Audacity. Like, I know there was that whole scare about it being spyware, but I'm using an old version of it. Literally, it is just like the easiest audio editor to use. I use it to denoise, normalize, make sure the audio sounds fine, and then I edit it in Adobe Premiere. I tried using like Adobe Audition or whatever. It sucks. It's just not as efficient. Home screen is public domain. Hell yeah, it is. DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, I don't. Listen, I gotta make a new audio like 5 days a week. I don't have time for a learning curve. Everybody loves fox girls. I could be a fox girl if I could figure out how to add a tail onto this model. Don't know how, though. Listening to the stream on both your phone and TV? Okay, I think you need to calm down. Abracadabra, you're an echo. Oh my god, it worked. Did you fucking see that? Magical thing called YouTube and Google. Yeah, I know, but I only ever think about it like 5 minutes before I start streaming. I mean, I'm not a VTuber. I have a face sometimes. It's not like I paid money for this. I made this with like free tools. And not well. I need to buy new headphones. Or do I? No, wait, I have an extra pair. It's fine. Yeah, I would learn to have a tail. I don't know. I feel like a stream of watching me try to figure out how to use Vroid Studio to add a tail would just be frustrating for everyone involved. Amount of fandoms you've been submerged into because of your friends? Yeah. I'm funny and engaging just by being myself. I am the queen of humor. Oh, you know what? Speaking of an engaging stream, did anybody catch the finale of Wayne's gnome stream? I missed out on a lot of it because honestly, I find the gnome's voice is super irritating. So I just kind of checked in every now and then just to see how it was going. But the ending was like super trippy. It was great. Okay. Alright, I'll explain it to you. Wayne Radio TV. He is the guy who is responsible for Half-Life VR, but the AI is self-aware. And last year, he started a thing called Half-Life Alyx Gnome Challenge, where at the beginning of Half-Life Alyx, you pick up like a garden gnome and you have to take it with you through the rest of the game without losing it. But because he is Wayne Radio TV, he decided like he would have his friends pretend to like be the gnome over like text to speech. So he'll be running around the levels trying to survive and the gnome is like screaming at him saying, "You have failed the challenge," but in a really annoying voice. There's no spoilers here, I'm just telling you that's what it is. Now, he took a break from that for a year-ish, and last night he finally finished that challenge. And that's what happened. But it was very in line with his other, he does this a lot, kind of. He'll have just a regular stream going on, but his friends, the other people in the Radio TV Solutions crew, will be pretending to be some character, but they're just like typing through like text to speech, pretending to be them. Like one time he had a Dead by Daylight stream where his friends were pretending to be Biggie Smalls. Thank you, Max, for being a real faker for 23 months. Almost 2 years. Yeah. And, it is very in line with the things that Wayne does, because, like, Half-Life VR, but the AI is self-aware, was his friends pretending to be AIs in the game he was playing. Friends with Gnome, he's a nice guy. Yeah. I missed out, I think, or I forgot, the last Gnome stream because there was a second gnome with a blue hat who was the worst thing ever. Just the fucking worst. We're going to. I'm opening commissions again at the end of the month, and what do you mean? Don't you write scripts for yourself, Max? I mean, you're a voice actor. You're a professional. Thank you, Fallness 2.0. I've been told that my voice has a soothing quality. I assume it is because I sound like God herself. I don't know. God has a voice that can't be heard by human ears. Oh, god damn it, I got followed by another porn bot on Tumblr. Get out of here. I hate them so much. That's the worst fucking thing. They're porn bots that don't even have porn. They're useless. You stop doing VA stuff. Yeah, that's valid. Other projects. I mean, I thought, are you still in school? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Opinion on AI? I think for like text-to-speech stuff it's really fun, but for art it's really creepy. Especially, I saw that like critical video about that guy who was watching like deep-faked porn of his fellow streaming friends. And yeah, that was creepy as fuck to hear about. And it really does make me a little bit nervous about potentially ever revealing my face. I mean, yes, I do make content that might be considered unsafe, but I just feel like that would be a grave violation of all sorts of boundaries. ChatGPT, I tried to use that once, it didn't work. It said I ran out of credits. I was like, okay, well, I'm not paying for more. Alright, see ya, conductor hat. Started getting the crypto scam messages yet? I don't think I've ever gotten those. I don't get a lot of DMs. Actually, you know what? I keep getting on Twitter. I still have my account active because Ensemble Stars' Twitter is still active. Sometimes I'll get these notices that I've been added to like a group chat, but it's like clearly a scam. It's just like, it's meant to like go to a bunch of different people at once to tell them about some scam. I'll pay for ChatGPT, wrong site. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting the wrong one. I know that, what was it, like DALL-E 2 Mini changed names to like Cray AI or something. You've been out of school almost 4 years. Okay. That's fair. For some reason I thought you were still in school. I'm sorry. I haven't been keeping up with anything. Ever swallowed a drink in a way that causes your head and chest to hurt? No, but I swallowed pills that way. Keep getting scam texts about a non-existent PayPal that's apparently mine, but half the letters they use are in English. I do get scam texts sometimes, but my phone usually like picks them up and is like, oh, sorry. Like, it'll buzz for like half the length of a usual text buzz, and then I'll go in and see what it was, and they're just like, oh, sorry, this is spam, never mind. They're really on top of that. And apparently it filters out like scam phone calls too, so I don't get those anymore, which is good. I don't know. It's always like those things where it's like you've been sent money, click here or whatever. What phone is that? I don't remember. It's like a Pixel or something. I think it's just like it's a default part of Android now. You know, I was just thinking yesterday, it was so effing cold. It went down to like -30, and I was just like, this sucks immensely. Today, it is 1 degree. So, it was super cold on the day I happened to have to leave the house just to fuck with me specifically. How much time have I spent on Ensemble Stars this week? Oh, I was doing auto runs at the funeral. Before it started. It's fine. Somehow it's positive 30 degrees in like Fahrenheit. I don't know how cold that is. You avoided going out yesterday. I wish I could have, but there was the funeral. Ironically, well, it wasn't totally a funeral. It was more of like a gathering of people. We had to cancel the initial funeral for reasons, but you know, as I stood before the box containing the deceased's ashes next to a picture of them, I just couldn't help but think, you know, it's not all that different from when they were still with us. Oh yeah, like, so you're just getting spam call after spam call. And the worst part is you can't even block them because they're from spoofed numbers. That's dark and hilarious. Yeah, well, to be honest, down to the ashes, it wasn't all that different either, because they smoked heavily, so there was always ashes around them anyway. I don't know. Everybody said I did a good job reading the eulogy, so that was nice. Samsung Galaxy 7. Wow. So far from the 7 now, aren't we? We're gonna get an exclusive Real Figure live stream soon? I don't know. I guess I might do that for the one before I leave for vacation. That might be a little bit easier. Script reading skills paid off. It really did. Yeah, that's why they had me do it. They were like, it was suggested that I should read the eulogy. I was supposed to split it up with somebody else, but they were like, no. So I did the whole thing because they were like, yeah, you can perform it. You read stuff all the time. You want to say you're listening to the most soothing thing? Tell your friend to subscribe to me. I mean, at this rate, it doesn't seem like we're ever gonna hit 60K. We're so close. What are we at? Man, we are at 59,915. My ass. We're never gonna get there. At least not before I leave for vacation. Ah. You asked me about the hybrid. Oh, were you the one who first suggested the hybrid experiment, listener? I've only like edited up to part of part 3 so far, but there's gonna be 5 parts. They're gonna be my videos while I'm on vacation. Sorry, I thought you knew about that. She got me to sub to listen to you. Now she's mad because I listen to you a lot. Oh no. What's that song? I didn't steal your boyfriend. When she gives me the silent treatment. Oof, that sounds unhealthy. I mean, I'm not a relationship expert. I just know that the silent treatment sounds bad. What warp factor am I traveling at? Oh, you know, fast. Need to do a Nintendo Direct? I'm sure they'll do one eventually. Maybe. Probably. Maybe not, though. Going 59 miles an hour. What was it in Back to the Future 78? At 78 miles an hour, you can go back in time. A fake direct. I don't have the editing skills to do what they do with like a fake Nintendo Direct like some channels do. But I would love to do one. It's just like, here's our upcoming titles. It was 79 miles per... Okay, it's been a while since I saw Back to the Future. Most you've been seen by any YouTuber? I mean, like, there's only like 40 people watching, so it's not really that surprising. I'm here to interact with chat. Unfortunately, I'm not like a super cute VTuber girl with a 2D rig and like a big chest, so I don't really bring in the numbers, but I got cat ears, so they don't pay me enough to not be cute. It was 88 miles. Okay, I feel dumb. You guys are messing with me. I'm not throwing shade, I'm just saying that those ladies have an edge that I don't. To be honest, I don't really watch a lot of VTubers. I feel like that's pretty obvious. I don't really like the 2D models. Like, live 2D... Just on the fly, it does not look good to me. I like it in, you know, crappy gacha games where it's just there for the visual novel segments where they're doing predetermined motions. But the models that, like, do that on the fly with, like, a rig, it just looks really awkward to me. Like, they're not supposed to be doing that. I do like the 3D ones, though. Like, Thaf9 has one of those, and, you know, he makes it work. Yeah, 3D models are fun. Plus, they have better expressions. I know it's ironic me saying that when I have no expressions. I'm just a neutral face. But when they get the expressions working, it actually looks way more expressive than anything 2D does. Because for some of the 2D models, their default neutral face is like, you know, kitty face, which doesn't look normal when you're frowning. That's my thought on VR. I've never tried it. I can't afford a rig. And I've never, like, found it necessary to, like, go to one of those, VR places. I could tell you the story about the time where I interviewed at a VR place. I didn't get hired, but I totally knew that most of their reviews on TripAdvisor were fake. And not fake like me, like they made them up. Those were not real people. Hello Stars JP 3D reveal streams. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't care much for, like... Another reason why I'm not super into VTubers is because they're all so corporate, you know? It's just like, yeah. These are people that have to hit targets behind the scene or else they will get fired. Or graduate. They still use that terminology, graduating. It's still so creepy. So I look at these people and I'm like, okay, they've got like corporate mandates that they have to follow, and if they don't have enough subscribers, they're just gonna get shit canned. I'm just not a fan of that. For the rest of corporate VTubers such as McDonald's Coon, they made a KFC dating sim. Does anybody remember that? That happened. You could date Colonel Sanders. The art in it was actually pretty good, but you know, like what? Like, that was like just the beginning. No, the beginning of advertisements becoming, you know, relatable and bad were... It was Denny's Tumblr account. It was Denny's Tumblr account. I know nobody remembers that, but back in the day, Denny's had a Tumblr account where they would post the most completely unhinged shit, and now every corporate Twitter does that. So that's where it started. That's where the problem came from. And everyone was thinking at the time, oh, it's so novel and wacky. Denny's is advertising themselves by posting on Tumblr, and it's crazy. But now everyone does, and it's the worst thing ever. YouTube ads getting out of hand recently? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I deleted my advertising ID, so... But they've still got my location data, so I get, like, advertisements from a car dealership that's near me. But it's just, like, the generic car dealership ad, because it's, you know, a big corporate one. But in the middle, they just tack on, like, this is your local dealership. But it's just random photos of whatever car dealership anywhere in the world. Yeah, it started with Wendy's Twitter. That's where it started on Twitter, but before that, it was Denny's on Tumblr. That's where it came from. Remember the Women Belong in the Kitchen fiasco? Oh my god. I don't know. I generally don't go on Twitter. Has corporate Twitter improved at all? Have they just gone back to posting stuff like, we're having like a promotion for like 2-for-1 burgers or something? Have they gone back to normal yet, or are they still like pretending that brands can be depressed? I remember that once where, like, I think it might have been Sunny D or something like that, where a brand was basically role-playing with another brand, pretending that they were down in the dumps that day. It was... Oh, I hate that so much. It's like a real silence brand situation. I'll call it car dealership ads look the same. That's because all car dealerships are the same. They're all bullshit. Why can't I just buy a car online that isn't a Tesla? Yeah, it was Sunny D and Moon Pie, right. I just remember seeing screenshots of it and I'm like, this is too much. It's enough. Just enough. Yeah, I don't know. Sunny D, it's like citrus, but unidentifiable citrus. I like it, but I don't buy it. I remember that classic viral video. Whoa, Sunny D and rum, yum, yum. It's a flavor I just thought of. I remember that was the auto-tuned episode of Ray William Johnson's Equals 3, remember? But you probably don't remember. There was Shmoyoho that did auto-tune the news, and then there was Equals 3 with Ray William Johnson, and they teamed up to make an Equals 3 episode into a song. It was fun. Think about games as a service. I think it's bullshit. I feel like you should be able to buy a game and play it. Have a favorite food or fast food? I don't like to play favorites. I'm a big fan of Harvey's, though. Also, I made mac and cheese. Well, penne and cheese. I realized that I have a lot of cheese, and I didn't want it to be another situation where I was literally bringing a bag of cheese with me on the train for my vacation. So, I just used up a lot of cheese in the mac and cheese, and I didn't fuck it up this time. Because the last time I tried to make mac and cheese from scratch, it was a very long time ago, and I fucked up, you know, the bit where you mix melted butter and flour together. I think it's called making a roux. I fucked it up, and it tasted like flour. But this time I did it right. Make mac and cheese, but can't make mac and cheese sounds for an audio. Is that a fucking Vine reference? You about to walk up behind me and say that's what good pussy sounds like? Seen the official concept art for female TF2 characters? I really doubt there was official concept art for that. Aside from, like, you know, Miss Pauling or whatever. Like, not playable characters. What time is it? It's almost 5:30. Do you need to be somewhere? I wonder if I have any messages. Nope, just a system update that I'm not going to do. You're not going to get me Android 13. I like the number 13. I think it's super fun, but you're not going to get me. I'm not upgrading. No, 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 no. Because I know that every time there's an update, like a big Android update, Obey Me stops working on people's phones. Oh. Super fun thing that I found out about. I was watching their live stream, couldn't really understand what they were saying because it was all in Japanese except for like the key moments, but there's going to be a new Obey Me game called Obey Me Nightbringer or whatever, and I have no clue what it's going to be about. They say it like takes place just after the brothers fell, and that's pretty much all we know. But if that's the case, then it can't be a dating sim because that takes place like thousands of years before MC existed. Alright, goodbye, Faunus. The official concept art got leaked. But early concept art when it was still in the books. Okay. So you're telling me they considered female characters and were like, no. That sounds about right. I mean, how long did it take for them to have female playable characters in Call of Duty games? I would say fucking forever. Look, man, we don't need to talk about the squishing sounds here. As a matter of fact, I didn't even put my advertisement into OBS. It's not here anymore. I feel like I should have that available, but I don't. I can't even advertise myself anymore. That's okay, I haven't made like a new audio in months. Till 2019. Yep, that's pretty effing long, buddy. I think the reason is, look at Overwatch and their Rule 34. TF2 came out like, what, 15 years before Overwatch? Okay, not that long, like 10 years. Like, TF2 was not worried about female characters being used in porn back when it came out. That was not even like a twinkle in the internet's eye yet. Now, that doesn't stop anybody from making porn of the guy characters. Like, what are we talking about? Trying to write M for F scripts now because there's basically no M sub speakers on Gone Wild Audio. Huh. I guess. I don't know. I don't really hang around there. I'm not allowed to use their scripts for spicy audios. Like, I've gone there before looking for, like, maybe inspiration or maybe a script that somebody would allow me to use for a fee or something, and all of them are just like, yeah, you can only use this on Gone Wild Audio, and I'm like, okay, never mind then, I'll just do it myself. Yes, inspiration. I have to write scripts too, you know. At least a couple of, like, my spicy audios were written by me. I wrote at least 2 of them. I remember that. It was really hard. There are people who are writing, like, not safe for work scripts that are movie length. Like, 10,000 word long scripts, and I'm like, I don't... Who has that much time to jerk off? I did not write the roommate audios. I'm pretty sure that was Max. Do long scripts typically take multiple edits and takes? Well, I mean, there's just one editing process. I take the whole thing in one long take. If I fuck it up, I edit out the fuck-ups and then it's good. Yeah, that was Max. Is prolific writer of all kinds of scripts. You finish unless there's an epic 5-part saga attached to it. Literally, I have seen, I think they were either scripts or completed audios when I've scanned through Gone Wild Audio that's just like part 5 in the Elven Forest or some shit. Who is listening to this not safe for work fantasy epic? I assume it does have an audience, though. I wrote 2 scripts with the same general premise, because apparently I can't reuse an idea and have a different take on it. What do you mean? Are you talking about that time with, like, the adoption thing? Because I didn't have a problem with that. I just unlisted the video. Or are you getting flack on Gone Wild Audio for writing similar scripts? Are they hating on you? Do you have haters? I mean, I think it's a sign that, like, you've reached a certain height if you have haters. But it depends. The SO... Oh, okay, listen. I may have said some words on that, but it's not against you having similar scripts. That's not a problem. You can have as many SO drags you to bed scripts as you want. I'm just saying it makes my naming conventions very difficult. I have no problem with what you've written. I'm just saying I don't know what to call it. No, I haven't seen the new Puss in Boots movie. I've still got to go see it or watch it somewhere. Echo Script 1, Echo Script 2, but that doesn't help when I have to go, like, search back through my previous audios just, like, to see what something is. I like them to be clearly labeled. Maybe we need to have, like, I need to give my file names, like, you know, the light novel treatment, just, like, shit, I almost knocked my glass over. Like, just, the title is the full summary. I know you name your scripts, but, like, when I'm making, like, my file names, I like them to be snappy, like, you know, just like I may, like, I don't really have a system, but it's usually something like, oh, it's a Neko and she's a tsundere. So I would write something like Neko Tsun, and that's what the title is. I'm not saying your names aren't good. I use them for the video titles, don't I? It's the file names that are the issue here. They have to be unique. Each file name has to be unique, or else it'll say, you've already have a file with that name. Oh, man. I'm not trying to be mean to you, Max. I'm just saying you do a lot of scripts that have similar premises. And I'm happy to do them. They're just hard to come up with new names for. I need to keep the old files, though. I just do. You only had 2. Okay. Well, you have a lot of Neko-based scripts. I'm sorry. It's fine. Whatever. I need to keep my old files. I've made the mistake of deleting the old WAV files before, and that just come back to bite me in the ass every time. Because what if I want to make, like, either a remastered version with, like, better editing, or a compilation audio that puts them all into, that puts, like, a multi-part series into one video? It's a really good thing if I have the original files. Was so mad at your comment that I immediately went out and wrote a vampire script. I'm glad you're taking this so well, Max. And the vampire wasn't even a catgirl vampire. I'm sure that's a thing that exists. Have you done a Vampire X Neko script? Be honest with me. FLAC files, right. Well, that's the thing. I record in M4A with the recording app on my phone, and then when I edit them in Audacity and export them, they turn into WAV files. Also, I know it's probably pronounced WAV, but whatever. Or get self-conscious of your voice? Oh yeah, sure. Well, not as much as I used to. Like, you know, when I first started recording, I was like, oh, I don't like listening back to myself on edit. But I do get not self-conscious, but upset when I'm trying to say a sentence normally, and then at the end, the last word just, like, the vocal fry comes through immensely. Like, just that. If I'm trying to say a sentence and the last word of the sentence comes out really scratchy, it upsets me. But there's really not a whole lot I can do to stop it. I can take the line over and over again. It doesn't fix it. Neko breaks into your apartment and forces you to be their owner. That's a good one. That's a good idea. Okay, has Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC even been confirmed? I mean, I know it's gonna happen, but come on. I'll buy the DLC only if it allows me to hang out with Arvin more. I'll buy the Sandwich DLC. Most people do say wave. Okay, good. Reverse surprise adoption, yeah. It's like, surprise, bitch, you're adopting me. It's like, they show up, they're just like, I already brought all of my cat treats, I'm living here. This is my brush, you need to brush my hair, like, at least once a day. Listen. It is digital hoarding, but it's necessary. Because reusing the YouTube edits for, like, a remaster, it does not sound as good. Like, there have been times, like, where I've tried to do a compilation edit and all I had were the YouTube edits in MP4, and they didn't sound as good. It's better to keep my old audio files. Hey, you know, there are some sound effects that I've made on recordings that I don't have to make again because I can just go back and, like, pull it from an audio I've already recorded. I know you live on the 6th floor, but Neckos are excellent climbers. Do that, you're going from AC compression to open. I don't know what the fuck the compression means, but I'm assuming that just means that, like, doing the video thing is bad. Yeah, that's right, I recycle my sound effects. Sometimes, listen, when I'm doing my own projects and I challenge myself, I'm just like, fine, we're gonna have sound effects, there'll be head pat sound effects. I just take head pat sound effects from previous videos. I just do that. I record new ones for commissions, but for my videos, I'm just like, nope, I can reuse mine because nobody ever notices. Ever. Tell me if you have ever noticed me reusing a head pat sound effect. You cannot, because it has never happened. You can't tell one head pat from another. You have. No, you haven't. Don't lie to me. I've reused door sound. Door sound effects don't count. I have one video that I have taken door sound effects from. It's not my own. It's just this video of this guy repeatedly opening and closing his door in his house, but it provided me with some really unique door opening sound effects, so that's just the one I use always. I turned it into an audio file and I just pull them from there. That's where I get them. It's better than me reusing the same door sound effect that everyone on the internet uses. You know which one it is. It's when you look up door opening and closing sound effects, it's this one video, it's 30 seconds long, and the initial sound effect that's in that video of the door opening and closing, everyone uses that. It's got a slight creak and then like a click when it closes. Every time I hear that audio, I'm like, you just went with the first result you found. And I have nothing against that, but after a while I started to realize that it was really starting to stick out in my videos and I wanted more natural sound. It's like every door in existence. Yes, but because everyone uses it, it's really noticeable. And it doesn't sound organic at all. It doesn't sound like it's coming from inside a room. The clips that I use are just recorded inside a room, so they sound more natural. It was just a guy opening and closing his door. And sometimes he would, like, lean on the door so it has more of a creak. There's a lot of variety. Yandere girl kidnaps the self that kidnapped herself, which is herself who was dreaming about the self that kidnapped herself. That's an anime plot. Or a light novel plot. You've been making your own door sound effects? Wow. That's impressive. I would make my own, but the doors here, like... Okay, I wouldn't make my own, because that sounds like a pain in the ass. But the doors here creak ridiculously. I could never get a clean door sound here. Love the Foley sound production industry, and they make big money. Oh, yeah, what was it? Film Cow, the guy that makes the, Charlie the Unicorn and all that. That guy, he recently released, for free, an entire sound effects pack from, like, all of his videos that he's used in the past. So that's really helpful. I haven't downloaded it, though. I really should. But he was saying... He made a follow-up video to it saying that a lot of free sound effects you can find, or like sound effects for cheap, are actually stolen. Like a lion sound effect, it would be very difficult to catch a sound effect of a lion roaring. So the official sound effect that sound pack that sound effect comes from is like $200. But you can find people ripping it off and selling it for like $5. It's literally easier to make my own door sound effects than find a good one on Zapsplat. I don't like that website. I think their sound effects are just like, and their search system are just shit. That's not to say the YouTube search is better, but literally YouTube is the first place I go. I'm just like, something, sound effect. Usually the first few things that come up works, and if it doesn't, I'll just gotta go deeper. Make a lion sound effect by coughing, then slowing it down by 70%. Whoa, pro tip. Lionsgate lion so the Lionsgate lion is using a tiger's roar. Sure. That reminds me of that meme. Well, it's not even a meme. It's like a photoshopped image where it was a lion from like a zoo on some sort of table for maybe surgery or something, like strapped down, but it was edited so that it looked like it had the MGM logo in front of him, and it's like, this is how they filmed the MGM logo. No, that's not what happened. Was it MGM? I don't know. I had to make an audio that was 5 minutes long with nothing but sounds from the internet. Wow. It's easy to cite Zapsplat, though you only have to cite one thing. Yeah, if you're using 20 sound effects in one video. I'll be quite honest with you, I don't generally cite my sound effects. I don't know if that makes me a pirate or just like a shitty person, but a lot of the times they're just YouTube videos that have like 1,000 views, and me citing them is not going to help them in any way. Yeah, for shame on me. Sorry. I'm just not in the habit of it. Yeah. I'm a shitty person. I've been stealing my sound effects. I mean, if anything, that would make me avoid using them more. I already don't like using sound effects because I don't like editing them in and like making sure they sound right. If I had to cite every single one in my video description, I would become the sound effectless ASMR channel. I would stop doing it forever. I'd just be like, oh yeah, let me look through this book. You hear nothing. You just hear my voice. Or if I need to do a typing sound effect, I just click my tongue. That's typing now. Well, thank you, Atomic Thomas, for gifting 5 fake memberships. Hell yeah.
So cool.
We got a gacha pull. Woo. Got some good ones. Is that a fucking pixelated Rick Astley profile pic? I'm a big fan of this because it shows off everybody who's lurking. I still think YouTube needs to implement a system where you can choose who you gift a membership to. They still haven't implemented that. It's still random. Shows you value the important parts of the audience. It just shows how lazy I am. I just don't like editing and sound effects. There have been plenty of times where I'm just like, yeah, I could show this scene transition by starting with like a door opening or something. But if I just start it mid-scene after the door's already been opened, it's fine, right? Oh, sweet, you got somebody you know. That's nice. It's like turning over a rock and seeing what kind of bugs are underneath. Not to imply we're all bugs. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. Like that song, I'm a bee. I'm a bee, bee, bee. YouTube has already tried to copy everything else. Yeah. You know, YouTube wasn't built for live streaming, but I really hope they improve the features. I mean, this is where Kansai is streaming pretty much exclusively, so I'd like it if things got better for their streams. They're all in Japanese. I can't understand what they're saying. They mostly play Dead by Daylight. I'm pretty sure the Japanese word for help is tasukete or something like that, because they'll get like put up on hooks and then they'll say that. What do they call it? Yeah, live redirects. I've never done one of those. I actually don't know how. How do you do a live redirect? And you know, YouTube is also lacking the feature of being able to use emotes from one channel in another person's live stream chat or in another person's comment section. That's like a pretty basic feature. I guess that might be difficult to like program in, but I hope they add that. I want people to be able to see the emotes of me pogging in other people's chats and just be like, whoa, who's that? That's a fun thing about Twitch. Like, somebody will use an emote that's just like totally random and like, where'd that come from? And then you see a new channel and it's like interesting. Basically, I have to whitelist what channels that are allowed to redirect you and vice versa. Oh, so you can basically only do it with your friends? Ah, come on. Man. Like, Twitch has a lot of problems, but at least their website generally functions. Aside from the ads. I don't know what combination of extensions I have that's working for me right now, but like, at the very least, I don't really see them. Discord already kind of has that emote feature. Yeah, but don't you have to add it to like each individual server? Imagine giving me the power to spam only hands in a completely random stream. Oh my god, can you imagine? But yeah, YouTube is lacking a lot of like core features for live streaming, at least. How's my rig doing? Still like normal. Hasn't glitched out and shown my real face. Oh yeah. I hope my stamina's not full. No, it's not. Okay, so like there's an event in Ensemble Stars right now that's going really well for me personally. Because the Midnight Butler song is blue, my best cards are all blue, and the best blue cards that I have, 2 of them are members of the shuffle unit. So I'm at like 1,050,000 points for that song by default. It's going pretty good. You ran out of candy canes? Jesus Christ. The world is so cruel. Do they even sell them at this time of year? Or do you have to settle for hard candies? You have like a leftover Christmas stock that they're selling at the store. Yeah, you gotta get hard candy. I don't like hard candies personally. I like chewy ones, like Swedish fish, or Swedish berries, or fuzzy peaches, or, I don't know, You know what I never had a chance to try before they discontinued them? I think they were called blushberries or something like that. They were another Maynard's concoction. I don't know what flavor they were. And then there was Maynard's beans, which was just like tiny shitty jelly beans that were Swedish berry and fuzzy peaches flavored. Those kind of fell off. And then I tried the Swedish berry flavored popsicles that they came out with once. Those weren't very good at all. They didn't even taste like anything. I mean, they taste like popsicles, but not Swedish berry popsicles. Marshmallow treat they sell at your local gas station called Sponge. Sponge? That's crazy. Like, Sponge. That sounds like a French name, even though it's silly. Like, La Sponge. Mange la sponge. My stomach protests if I have more than 4 Swedish berries. I actually haven't had them in a long while. Maybe my immunity to them is gone now. Bob l'éponge. Like about lingonberries? Well, I wasn't specifically, but sure. I don't know why I'm so tired. It's not even nighttime. I don't think anybody I follow is streaming tonight. Warheads hard candy. I don't think I like the regular ones. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. It's dusk. No man, it's just dark. They haven't figured out how to end winter yet. When does the sun start going down at a normal time again? Hold on. When did the sun go down today? I'm looking at my weather app. It sets at 5:21. Wow. That's really not helpful. I hate standard time. Can we just be on daylight savings? This is torture. At least it going down at 6 would be a little bit better. I don't know. Yeah, this app, it tells me all these words and things. If I go by month, I'll see... Let's do the 15th of March. When does the sun go down then? Okay, 7:12 p.m. But that could be after, like, daylight saving starts again. I don't know when it does. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I wouldn't want to live in Alaska either, but not just because of the sun, but because it's fucking Alaska. Do you live in Alaska? Are you suffering? Did they get you? Did they get you like you are going to Alaska? Like that disaster transport song. You're suffering, but you do not live in Alaska. Well, that goes to show you it could always be worse. Don't they pay people to live in Alaska? I think they do. I don't know. Maybe. I know there was like a joke in the Simpsons movie, but it's been a while since then. They do pay people to live there. Okay. Well, that's allowed. Maybe. I think my next door neighbors can hear me, but I'm not going to stop talking. They can come knock on my door if they want something. Some deal with the oil companies where the oil companies have to pay the citizens directly. Yeah, pretty sweet deal. They got a cup on the wall with their ears to it, yeah. Well, I don't know. Actually, if they knock now, I probably wouldn't hear it, so... I can leave a note on the door, slip it under the door, I don't know. One time, I got a notice from building management, and instead of, like, slipping it under the door like they usually do, they put it through the side of the door. Like, they slipped it through the crack on the side of the door so that it was just, like, sticking out. Like, I was at home when they did that, and it's just, like, I saw the paper just, like, slowly easing through the crack in the door, and I'm like, am I about to get haunted? Like, what the fuck? I mean, your neighbors get an advanced preview of your audios. They might. But, I don't think they care for them. Imagine hearing your own voice coming from your neighbor's TV. That's actually really funny. Like, I don't know if I'm like a shitty neighbor. I don't know. Nobody said anything to me. But can you imagine if somebody comes down to talk to me, they're like, yeah, your live streams are really fucking loud. Would you mind keeping it down? I'm just like, hey man, I'm talking to my followers, bro. You don't know my life. So the next time I'm live streaming, they find my account and just like play the live stream back, like blaring loud to interrupt me. And it's like, you can keep live streaming, but unless you're quiet, it's gonna sound like shit for everybody. That's kind of genius. Yandere moves into ASM artist next door apartment just to hear audio previews. Hello, Mingles. Oh my god, you're actually going to sleep at a reasonable hour. Way to go. Good night, Mingles. We stand. This is now the ASMR compound. It's like living in like a... What was it? There was some sort of apartment building or hotel or something where a bunch of Vine people lived back in the day. And they just did their Vines there. And then they got mad and sued Twitter because they weren't getting enough money, even though Vines didn't really bring in any money. The Hype House, yeah. I feel like any situation where a bunch of creators of any kind of media have gotten together to like live in one place for a while, it always goes bad. If you are a live streamer and you live exclusively with other live streamers, stop. Someone happens to walk into the same restaurant as you. They don't know your face, so they're unaware you're there, but they start playing one of your audios. Like, out loud in the middle of a restaurant? I'd ask the waitress to tell them to turn their fucking phone down. Like, I'd be a bit disturbed to be like, can they tell? Like, did they know it's me? Are they fucking with me? But first I would just be like, tell them to keep it down. I'm trying to eat here. What if they kiss, though? What do you mean? Like, I guess it's fine to live in a house with other streamers if you're dating them, but other than that, don't do that. Don't join the streamer compound. It always goes badly. Two Hololive VTubers started living together? Wow. I don't know. I just feel like you should have people in your life that don't do the exact same thing that you do. So if you're a live streamer, you should have like friends that do normal shit. Could be in any public place. Okay, well, if they're just straight up listening to my audios out loud in a public place, I would leave. Like, that's just annoying. How do you feel about brushing fur sound effects? Depends on what the fur is. Like short fur? I don't really have anything like that that I could run a brush through. I don't have a cat. It's like I'm trying to record brushing sound effects, but the cat keeps purring. I'm like, no, stop, you're ruining the take. I don't see how that would be any different from, like, just hair brushing sound effects. I brush out, like, the shortest, like, the ends of my hair with, like, I don't know, one of those, like, you know, the brush that, what do they call those kinds of brushes? The brushes that look like they're for horses, I don't know. Well, there'd be purring sound effects too. Okay, well, I don't have the resources to rent a cat. Hook up your phone to the building speaker system so everyone could hear the ASMR. Oh, Jesus. They've really been overdoing it with that speaker lately. They had to clear out the parking lot so that they could, you know, clear it of snow. Everybody had to move their cars. And this is the first time the building manager's ever gone on the thing and just been like, hey, move your fucking cars. I'm like, come on, that's not what it's for. It's to announce that they're going to be testing the fire alarms. That's what it's for. It's not for parking lot announcements. Your neighbor's door. I actually do have a neighbor with a cat. I looked after it once. Well, I fed it once. It was a nice cat. Didn't really understand what I was doing there. Trying to slip a note in the side of your door. Oh my god. Whatever. Well, I mean, that was the thing, right? We all knew that the parking lot had to be cleared because they put up notices at the elevator at every floor. Your cousin's cat potted the screen while I was streaming. Oh, yeah. I have that magnetic effect on animals. They all love me. That's a lie. Most animals do not care for me. Right, goodbye, Nightmare. Have fun at your dad's birthday. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna call it here. This has been a rather chill stream. We don't need to make it go for too long. But I was cute at least. I was so cute. Jerma growled at his viewers one time. That sounds about right. I'd do the same thing. I would growl at you guys. I would growl at you guys for sure. I would do that. I would growl at you guys. I would growl at you. No cooking stream. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna shut it all down. It's over. Okay. So I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new audio. Like a super good one. Probably. It's like part 3 of something. It's probably gonna be really good. Like all my videos, they'll probably be really, really good. Okay, thanks for watching. Thank you to everybody who donated and bought memberships, and good night. Goodbye.